Okay, welcome everyone. So today we're going to make a child theme. So here we are in Moodle. This is the latest Moodle master branch, and it just kind of looks like this plain boost look. And I've also got the code set up here. I'm in my Moodle directory in a terminal in case we want to run any commands. I can, browse my files and folders, and I also have access to the database over here on the right, so I can kind of browse data easily as well. So first thing, let me close this stuff, which we won't need right now. Close this, and what we're going to do is make a child theme of Boost. That means we make a new theme basically in our theme folder and install it into our Moodle, and we can basically start customizing the look of our theme here. So let's start with Googling it, and we want to click this link, and I'll just kind of walk us through following the docs, at least to initially start this theme, so that this first video will probably just be making the initial files and folders that kind of every plugin needs to work with Moodle. So nothing fancy to start off with. So yeah, I mean, as it says here, all plugins need basic structure. So let's start with making a new folder in the theme directory, and we can call it our theme name. So I'm going to just call it Christian. That's my name. And we want to make a version file to start off with. Cool. We can just copy that. New PHP file version. And I'll put that in there. And we just want to make sure that we change the name to whatever you've called your theme as well. And we can go through this a bit later, but let's just get our theme kind of running first by putting in the basic files and folders. And I'm going to scroll down, so we need a language file. Makes sense. So maybe we'll make the file first. We need a directory called lang, and we're going to make it English language, and then we're going to make our file called, what was it? I think you call it theme underscore name. Yeah, so let's do that. Theme Christian. Okay, and let's put in the initial language strings. So these strings are so that the theme, basically like can see the name and have some options in, like in the admin menus and stuff. So we'll call it Christian theme. I think that looks good. And what else do we need? Themes require a fav icon. Okay, so we need these two small images. Let's just copy them from Boost as well, just so we get those in there. Start with making the pics folder. This is going to house all the different pictures that we're going to put into our theme. And Boost, of course, already has one. So what we'll do is just copy those two. And close Boost, and we can put those in here. That looks good. So we got pictures in there as well. And let's copy in this lib file. So make a lib file. And it's basically all these skeleton. I mean, the lib file here like has nothing in it yet, but we just need all these skeleton files just so that the plugin will actually load for the first time. We need a config file as well. And in config, we'll have some config of our theme. Config that's not stored in the UI of the site somewhere in the settings here, but rather kind of code config that we will commit into Git and put right in here. And in here, we'll need to change this name. The parent is still Boost. We're going to extend Boost. And we do want to have this enabled so that we can override some templates later. So that all looks pretty good. What else do we need? So looks like it is working. Yeah, so with that out of the way, it looks like we should be ready to go. Let's give it a whirl. So we can install and test our theme. So how to install the theme or any plugin is basically to put the code into our site, which we've done. We've got a new directory here. And now we need to tell Moodle to kind of parse all the code, look for new plugins, and install them into the database. And maybe before we install it, let's just take a quick look at, for example, the theme in the database, and then we can see it kind of appear in there. And one place in the database where we can see that would be up here in the config plugins. So a theme is basically a plugin, and here we can see other settings for other plugins. I'm just going to filter this to themes. So let's go plugin I like theme. So that'll kind of just show us records in the database that have the word theme somewhere in the plugin, this plugin field. And we can see we've got two themes right now, Boost Classic. Well, that makes sense. Here's the other two themes there. But we don't have our new theme Christian in here yet. So we will have to install it first. So to do that, all we got to do is we can run it from the command line. Of course, if we refresh the page here now, it'll prompt us as well to upgrade in the site, because on every page load it kind of detects if we have new plugins, and that's what we can see here. I'd rather run the upgrade from the command line rather than clicking through here, just because it's faster and it's easier. So we just need to run the upgrade script, which you call by going PHP and then the path to the script, and we can say yes to that and see it's installing our theme. And it looks like it's worked, so because I was kind of worried we might have missed something, but that looks good. And in fact, probably if we refresh this, we can see something there already. We can see our theme. It doesn't have any other settings. We haven't created any settings file or included any new settings yet, but we always just going to have our version. So there we are. Our theme is installed. Just wait for it to kind of do its last bit of upgrading here, and that's done. So let's go and look at that in the site. So even though it prompted us here now on the index page, if I refresh again, since we've upgraded, it should let us get back into the site now, and we can go and turn on our theme as well. You do that by going into Site Administration, Appearance, Theme Selector, and we change theme here. We want to change out of Boost, and we want to use our new theme, Use Theme. And it will be a little slow to load the first time, just because it's kind of the first page load of this theme, so it has to load all the caching, the CSS, the JavaScript. Nothing's cached, so it kind of has to compile that all for the first time. And now we have our new theme. I missed a lang string here for theme photo, so let's maybe just change that straight away. Yeah, theme Christian, that will be our theme. Cool. And so, of course, it looks exactly the same as Boost because we're extending Boost. And in the next videos, we'll actually make some customizations here. If we refresh this, our lang string doesn't update yet. That's because these lang strings are cached. So if we just want to see that change, let's do one of these purge caches and refresh again. And again, that'll take a bit of a while. And now at least we can see that, yeah, it's theme Christian now, it's not theme photo. So that all makes sense. So we've got our initial theme set up here with all the basic files. And then I don't really want to go into these files too much. I mean, every theme will have them, and they're basically just required for Moodle to be able to hook in and see your theme. And so we haven't done any real customizations or anything unique in this theme yet. The next thing that we could do is kind of change the look of our theme a bit. Just before we finish, I will just make sure we commit our changes to Git here so that we kind of have a base from where to continue from. So in our theme, we want to create a new repository, add all, and we'll just put a commit message. Cool. And you'll be able to find this in the description as well.